Hi everyone, I am back with chapter 16. This is Dr. Richardson. In this chapter, we will be going over social emotional development in middle adulthood. Again, there will be some slides that I pay more close attention to, and there may be some other slides that you may have to go back in your textbook to dig a little bit deeper to look at the statistics. If you have any questions or concerns regarding any of your assignments or any of the content that has been reviewed in the PowerPoint or within your text, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. All right, so again, this chapter we're covering social emotional development in middle adulthood. This chapter will explore personality theories in adult development, stability and change, and close relationships. When we look at personality theories in adult development, it will examine various theories of personality and how they relate to adult development throughout the entire lifespan. When we talk about stability and change, this part of the text explores the aspects of personality and behavior that remain stable over time, as well as those that change or undergo changes during middle adulthood. And then finally, we will focus on the dynamics of close relationships in middle adulthood, including family, romantic relationships, and friendships. So here we talk about the stages of development. Stages of adulthood is a key topic in personality theories in adult development. This approach examines how individuals progress through different life stages as they mature. And then the life events approach is pretty much self-explanatory. This approach is another important aspect of adult development as it focuses on how significant life events can shape personalities and development over time. And then we all know that when stress comes along and being able to control the stress in their life, this can be a crucial area of study in adult development. And this topic here explores how individuals manage stress and maintain a sense of control during their middle adult years. So here we talk about Erik Erikson's stage, in which he believed that during this stage, adults were trying to leave legacies of themselves to the next generation. This could occur either biologically, parental, through work, or through their culture. So as we see here in this picture on the right-hand side, you see the older woman here who may be passing down legacies or wisdom to different generations that are coming after her. So in this chapter, you will find that there are a lot of studies that have taken place in regards to personality in the stages of adulthood. One is Levinson's. Um, he believed that, he actually constructed interviews and he wanted to look at the transition between individuals to middle adulthood. He believed that it lasts about 5 years and that the adult must come to grips with four major conflicts. One, being young versus being old. Two, being destructive versus being constructive. Three, being masculine versus being feminine. And the last one being attached to others versus being separated from them. Although the data included no women, Levinson reports that the crisis of middle age holds for women as men. Okay, so as you see, I am going to skip through some of these studies. It will be important that you go back and look at this in your textbook. So here, stages of adulthood, there's individual variations. Middle age adults interpret, shape, alter, and give meaning to their lives. In 1/3 of cases where individuals report experiencing a midlife crisis, it was triggered by life events such as job loss, financial problems, or illness. So here we talk about the life events approach, contemporary life events approach. How life events influence the individual's development depends not only on the life event, but also on mediating factors as well as on the individual's adaptation to the life event, the life stage context, and the social historical context. This approach offers valuable insights but does have drawbacks. It may place too much emphasis on change, not adequately recognizing stability, and then rather than life major events, it may often be daily hassles or other factors that are primary sources of one's stress. So again, here are some stress and personal controls in midlife, weight concerns, family health, rise in prices, home maintenance, too busy, losing things, yard work, taxes, crime, and appearance. So stress and personal control in midlife, stress and gender. So of course there are gender differences here. Women are more vulnerable to social stressors and more readily to seek help. And then the fight or flight, we all know what fight or flight is. The more likely type of behavior for men when experiencing stress. They become more aggressive, socially withdraw, or drink alcohol. And then tend and befriend, the more likely type of behavior for women when experiencing stress. And they tend to seek social alliances with others. So critics argue that the stage theories have a male bias and do not adequately address women concerns. A central focus on career choices and work achievement, little attention to childbearing and child rearing. The demands of balancing career and family are usually not experienced as intensely by men. And then research suggests that the view of midlife as a negative age period for women is stereotypical. And of course, there are differences when we talk about different cultural contexts. The concept of middle age is unclear or absent in many cultures. And here we have a picture here of life events focus, which shows Kenya, and it exemplifies how some cultures prioritize life events over age-based categories like middle age. Of course, there are different longitudinal studies. These studies or this type of research, it looks at change over time for this specific area of development. The key topic is understanding stability and change in middle adulthood. And then the conclusions drawn from these studies provide insights into the patterns of stability and change during this life stage. So again, these are going to be different studies here that I would like you to go back and read on. Uh, then we get into close relationships, love, marriage, and divorce at midlife, exploring the dynamics of romantic relationships during adulthood, middle adulthood, including the challenges and changes that occur in marriages and the fact it's contributing to divorce at this life stage. And we also have the empty nest and its refilling, examining the emotional and practical impacts of children leaving home, as well as the phenomenon of adult children returning to live with their parents. And then sibling relationships and friendships, analyzing the evolving nature of relationships with siblings and the importance of friendships during middle adulthood. Grandparenting is also a big thing during middle adulthood. And then intergenerational relationships. So again, love, marriage, and divorce, security, loyalty, and mutual emotional interests are more important in middle adulthood. Most married middle-aged individuals are satisfied with their marriages. Nevertheless, while the divorce rate has decreased for young adults, it has increased for middle-aged adults. We all know what the empty nest is and its refilling. The empty nest syndrome, however, is a decrease in marital satisfaction after the children leave the home. And sibling relationships and friendships, sibling relationships may be extremely close. The majority in adulthood are close, and the friendships that have endured over the adult years tend to be deeper. Grandparenting is a joy during this time. The increase in longevity is influencing the nature of grandparenting. Grandparents play important roles in lives of many grandchildren, especially when family crises occur. Many adults become grandparents for the first time in middle age. And then grandmothers typically have more contact with grandchildren than grandfathers do. So here we talk about grandparent roles and styles. Three prominent meanings are attached to being a grandparent: source of biological reward, source of emotional self-fulfillment, and remote role. The change profile of grandparents. The most common reasons grandparents step in as parents include divorce, adolescent pregnancy, and drug use. Full-time grandparenting has been linked to health problems, depression, and stress. Right here, we talk about intergenerational relationships. Adults in midlife play important roles in the lives of the young and the old. They are sometimes described as the sandwich, squeeze, or overload generation because of responsibilities they have for their own children and their aging parents. And also, alternative view is that an alternative view is that of a pivot generation. Gender differences characterize intergenerational relationships. Women relationships are generations. Across generations are typically close than other family bonds. And then we also talk about in this chapter, if you look at this picture here, you see how there are the two grandparents here. You have the middle-aged lady here, and then I don't know if she's middle-aged, but then you see here the youngest one here. So that's why they are sometimes described as the sandwich, squeeze, or overload generation because of responsibilities that they have for their own children and then also their aging parents as well. All right, so I know you've seen that this is the end of the PowerPoint. I know this was a lot of information. Really quickly, if you have any questions or concerns, or if you want to go over any of those longitudinal studies that were not covered within the PowerPoint after reading your textbook, please do not hesitate to reach out to me via email. And again, the PowerPoint is supplemental to your textbooks. I want to make sure everybody is continuing to read their textbook. If you have any questions, again, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I hope you have a great week.